Jimmy Butler's injury is so freaking killer. Because I don't know what you do for the Warriors. This is just, it's painful. It is so painful. Jimmy, man, when he came in, he was like a light to the team. No way around it. Jimmy Butler, saying, I got my joy back playing with Steph Curry. They make that run in the postseason. They get through Houston as the 2 seed. And then Steph pulls his hamstring against Minnesota in game 1. And it's like, oh, can we win one game? Can't get it done before Steph can come back. And that haunts you. Then we head to this season. It looks not particularly great, to say the least. They were really struggling. And then they start to catch fire. And playing against your old team in Miami, close game. And he pops his ACL. And he's done for the year. And I think in basketball, usually that means they're going to be done for the majority of next year. It is just, for 36-year-old Jimmy Butler, we are likely seeing the end of, at the very least, his prime as a basketball player, which is so tragic because he was turning in one of his best seasons as a pro. As soon as the team starts to hit its form, as soon as DeAnthony Melton starts to step up, 5 days after Jonathan Kuminga can get traded, and it looks like you're going to add a third scorer, Jimmy Butler goes down. Now, if you're the Warriors, you're in a pretty unwinnable situation, I'd say here. I don't see an obvious path out of here. So you kind of have to make the call. Right now, I think the trade deadline's in about 2 weeks or so. The question is, what do you do now? I think there's 2 paths about it. So I'd say there's 3, but the first path I'm not going to count as an option, which is you trade Steph Curry, which the Warriors are just never going to do. Because Steph doesn't want to leave. If Steph says that, hey, I want to leave, then that's a different argument. I think that you can potentially see him out. But presuming that Steph doesn't want to leave because his entire family's here, he's raised 4 kids, he has businesses here, everything. And because, I don't know, he's the icon of your franchise who brought you 4 championships and is still in his prime because he's averaging nearly 30 points per game and is an all-star starter at 38 when every other guy is 31 years old or younger. Assuming you don't want to move off that guy. You have 2 paths. 1, you let the season just ride out and end in a predictable play-in loss, round 1 loss to Houston, Oklahoma City, it's Denver, insert good Western Conference team here. You let the season flame out, and you try and get ready for next season. You potentially add a few more guys, and you add in Jimmy Butler at some point in the next season. You pray he's that guy again, and you make a run. And that would probably be one of Curry's last few seasons. Or the route that I would do, the route that I think people might find controversial, is that you call the Mavericks and you go, hey, AD's contract is the exact same as Jimmy Butler's. We both have situations here where, let's just be real, we're not going to win. We're not in a winning spot right now for either of us. You have this guy, the last stain of Nico Harrison's legacy. He's not ever staying healthy, and you need to embrace a new timeline now with Cooper Flag. So what do you say? You send him over here. You take back Jimmy Butler, who makes the exact same salary, and his contract will expire a year sooner, and you just let him rehab, and you can put all the focus back. You can not think about the Luka Doncic, Nico Harrison. You don't have to think about that anymore, because at some point this will just turn into cap relief, and you can add to your Cooper Flag and eventually Kyrie Irving tandem. I think that's a win-win. And then for the Warriors, obviously, you let AD take as much time as he needs, for the love of God. I wouldn't entertain playing him until March, and then just give him maybe 20 to 30 minutes a game. And then when the postseason comes, you pray to God he stays healthy and you make a push. Because I think a healthy Steph Curry and Anthony Davis with a solid supporting cast, because you then could trade Kuminga and turn that into something. I think that is, it's not the favorite in the West. I think that you still would have, obviously, you still have Denver over them, you still have OKC, you'd still have Houston. But I'd say it gives you a non-zero chance. It gives you some chance, which right now you don't have any. And it's another year of wasting Steph Curry. Yes, you would have to be so incredibly lucky for Anthony Davis to stay healthy. But at what point, what else do you have other than just a half-court heave? And that's what Anthony Davis would be, is a half-court heave. Because if he somehow stays healthy, you know he's kind of a perfect fit. What he and Draymond Green would do on the defense side of the ball, oh my goodness. Oh my God. The Warriors have needed a true big man for so long. That would fill that spot. But it is also just so unbelievably risky. But I just don't know what else you do.